I just want you to know, can't treat people like this. I just want you to know, can't treat people like this. I just want you to know, can't treat people like this. I just want you to know, can't. I just want you to know, can't. I just want you to know, can't treat people like this.
We are here with Mr. McFly, live and direct. He said he wants to tell us something.
Can I tell you a little bit about Brittany? You with me? Just a little bit. Okay. I met her in this city. It's silly, but really, we were just hanging like we used to, trading jokes, and she look at me like, Tenda, I swear you got some screws loose. What if I do? I think to myself as I think about you. We were 16, sexting messages, shit it's 10 and I sent 16 messages. And now that I'm out of credit, I sent a message I couldn't edit about how I didn't know where we were headed. I was young, confident, with dreams of living lavishly. 3 minutes kept us talking, truthfully and passionately. And that's when she asked me if I thought she was prettier than Ashley. The truth is, she was super fit. But Ashley, though, I'm sorry, I was young, superficial, with dreams of living lavishly.
Boy! Can you tell us a little bit more about Ashley?
I always wanted to be Michael, but couldn't get the title. My mama read the Bible, but I was no lead disciple. See if I know, see if they know. If my road to absolution that I dreamt about a day ago became paved with a solution, these elixirs cushion indica, fat booty Vivica, and skinny tall Lydia. Black Nubian queens from Namibia, corrupting and fucking up my melody. And melody only attraction is this wedding ring. I swear them girl them man, they fucking up the funk, fucking up the fun, fucking up my melody. Right then and there her mom came yelling like she mad at me. She's too good for you. I knew it was true. That's when this love turned to travesty. Hey Sally, Brittany, and Ashley, she said, his name is Tenda. His broke cheating ass his dreams of living lavishly.
Oh, wow. You really messed up, didn't you? You really fucked up.
She was always talking like she's leaving, talking like she'll leave him in the deep dark of the night, dark of the evening. Talking like I'm the type to leave that nigga sleeping. I be keen in his beamer for thinking he can see Nina. Fuck that nigga, I bet you never see me. Y'all better both duck, bob and weave, cause I'm out here pulling weaves like it's World Star. Is this world ours? I don't know anymore. Guess it's your girls now.
How are you still alive? I would have hunted you down.
Hi everyone and welcome to Two Words with Taku. I'm Taku Mbudzi, recording this podcast in sunny Melbourne, and you have just heard from the wonderful Tenda McFly and the amazing song Lavish, which it's still killing me. And I'm actually in the studio today with Tenda McFly. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
And the fabulous Ziimusic.
Men's hot.
Okay, as you can hear. And I have these beautiful people in my studio today because they are playing the brothers in my play Joyolo. So you guys have probably heard me going on and on and on about it for the last few months, and I'm now recording chapters 2 and 3. I've pretty much got all my voices, and these two fabulous men are playing the two brothers of the main characters. So today I wanted to sit with them because they are people who are inspiring me at the moment, and I'm curious about them. And we're going to just talk about writing, about spoken word, and just, I don't know, whatever else comes to mind.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to start with you, Tenda.
Yes.
Tell us about Lavish. Like, what is it?
Lavish. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to talk about. I think a single track on my mixtape that I just released, which is called Memoirs. And the reason why it's, I guess, difficult to answer that question is because I try and, at least with my process, it's more about the entire message throughout the whole thing rather than just an individual song. An individual song might just be trying to capture something that represents the whole thing, if that makes sense. So more broadly speaking, for me, memoirs is just growing up. Like, I'm 27 now. Shit.
Oh, you're
Yeah. I'm 27 now. And like, going back to what my music used to sound like, say maybe 5 years ago, it's definitely changed. I feel like I've grown to be more mature. It's so like listening to the whole thing, you get like grownish vibes, like, but at the same time, like, you still get that youthful essence that that's still there because I'm in that space right now, but at the same time, like, learning a little bit more about my responsibilities and everything else. So yeah.
Oh, I just loved it. So for listeners, I met these guys at a spoken word event and I saw them perform and they just blew me away. And because I write poems as well, I loved the way you guys were performing them. Thank you. I mentioned to you guys on the phone about how I'm curious about what spoken word is, because I've never associated myself with that world, and I don't know that I still do. But it seems to be the thing in Melbourne, spoken word. So Z, maybe I might throw to you. How would you define spoken word, and who is it for?
Well, I mean, I'm still pretty young in my spoken word journey. Young in the sense that one of the guys on the group, the Band of Brothers, he's the one that pulled the spoken word aspect of who I am creatively. He pulled it out of me through a bet. So I made a bet with him and said to him, if he won the Slamma Lamma Ding Dong, I would become a poet.
Wait, what is that? What is the Slamma Lamma Ding Dong? That sounds so rude.
The Slamma Lamma Ding Dong is like, wow. The Slamma Lamma Ding Dong is it's like a spoken word competition that's run in Melbourne.
Okay.
And basically the winners of that represent Australia in the US. At the spoken word competitions.
Oh, so it's a real competition.
So it's a real competition.
Legit.
It is a real competition. And Wani from the Band of Brothers decided to enter it, and I made a bet with him, and obviously he won it. So I needed to sharpen my pen. So I mean, prior to that, I've worked as a rapper. I've written a few rap songs myself, hip hop songs, and from there. There was one song that I had on my previous EP called "A Place Called Self," and I'd written that from a more of a reflective place, so it was more like a spoken word instead of a rapped word, if that makes any sense. And when Wani heard that, he's like, I reckon you should actually attempt to stop hiding behind the music and actually do spoken word, because you can actually do it.
Okay, well, let's actually play that right now, and then we'll come back and have a chat about it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Like I said, this is the bit where I put it in and it's playing. Okay, people are dying. Oh my God.
I saw it all just a week ago. A whole new blueprint. The floor starts to clear up. Sands of time, our world's in slow motion. The prints where I stand now a few sizes bigger. I walked in these shoes to paint this big picture. Dust off my boots, form the traces to the past, and so I picked up this pen to put some words in this paper. As the letters make words, they just don't make no sense. I'm crying out. Ow, ow, ow. The place I called home has now become a prison. Walls covered in mirrors reflect reflections of last living. Each room's got a memory, stench of bygones. The clock rewinds as time stops forgiving. Silent echoes, the world stops to listen. Whispering leaves distractions from the mission. I'm paper cut from the piles of submersion. Forces of this unseen world got me thinking.
Story of my life don't sound the same.
I walk the path of reconstruction.
Brushstrokes paint echoes of all my shame.
Treading on a layer of broken me.
Sold out to the life while I chase the fame.
Left me hanging, I found a way to flow.
Now I'm standing broken without a name.
Each song is now a post to the place called self. Change ain't change until you change. So I change my ways to gain in range. But I'm stuck in rotation, this world's so secular. I wonder how I got this far. I'm irregular, 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 irregular.
Story of my life don't sound the same.
I walk the path of reconstruction.
Brushstrokes paint echoes of all my shame.
Treading on a layer of broken me.
Sold out to the life while I chase the fame.
Left me hanging, I found a way to flow.
Now I'm standing broken without a name.
Each song is now a post to the place called self.
Story of my life don't sound the same.
I walk the path of reconstruction.
Brushstrokes paint echoes of all my shame.
Treading on a layer of broken me.
Sold out to the life while I chase the fame.
You left me hanging, I found a way to flow.
Now I'm standing broken without a name.
Each song is now a post to the place called self.
And then we're back. Okay. So, yeah, I loved it. And I'm trying to react how I originally reacted when I first heard it. And guys, it's not working. So listeners, I'd already heard the song and I was almost in tears. And I wanted you guys to hear it. So what I want to know is, how long ago did you write that? And then how is your music or your performance stuff different today?
Okay. To be honest, I don't have an exact timeline, but I would say roughly about 5 years ago is when I wrote it.
Okay.
and it's very interesting. I guess we'll get into it a little later about my creative process, but I think what's evolved in my writing has more or less just been through the maturity of understanding music, because I've kind of put myself through a crash course of learning a few different instruments. So I play, I think, about 5 instruments the last time I checked. And the reason I picked those instruments was just so that I could get more into understanding of how to express certain aspects of my creativity. Now, when it comes to writing, spoken word or at least poetry has started to help me understand a little more about expressing those words emotionally, because that was something that was lacking. I always used to hide behind the music. And now being able to be exposed and talk about stuff that is personal to you and share them with people without having the backing of some instrumentation to hide behind. I literally feel naked every time I'm on stage doing it. But I think within the Australian space, the place where there's not many people of our color that are willing to be vulnerable with aspects of romance, race, religion, and basically just day-to-day struggles. There's not many people that want to be vulnerable in that sense. So that's how I've grown, in the sense that I've kind of started to accept that this is life, and the more and more people that get to see the vulnerability on a platform and get to see it presented the way that we do it, kind of at least uplifts them and kind of provides some sort of healing in that sense.
Okay, so I think what I heard out of that was the vulnerability.
Correct.
Oh, so that's a key element to spoken word. I still feel like I haven't heard a definition from both of you. How would you, to somebody who knows nothing of it, how would you, what would you say spoken word is? Because in my mind, I always thought you have to be angry to be a spoken word artist. That's why I was like,
You can get that impression.
I'm not angry enough.
Yeah.
So
that's one avenue. That's one thing.
Yeah. So Tenda, what are your thoughts around?
Spoken word, quite simply, is just poetry written with the intention of being performed.
Okay.
At least from the way that I look at it, and I think. Also, I think that's
I
what I'll
like
stick
that
with.
actually.
Yeah,
That's quite clean and simple.
Very, very precise.
You write a poem and then you perform it.
Yeah.
And then that could be anything, and poetry can be anything, and emotions and performance can be anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
right.
it is really also the performance aspect of it. Some people are good writers, but they don't. They might write their stuff for it to be read rather than actually being performed. So I think there is a huge difference there that also needs to be recognized.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is so fascinating to me. Really, you have no idea. So how do you introduce yourselves? I'm curious. So, hi, I'm Tenda. I'm a
rapper and poet.
Okay. Hi, I'm Z. I'm a
creative.
Hi, I'm Taku. I'm a
creative.
It depends on the time of the day,
Exactly.
really, At the moment, I'm saying I'm a TV producer in the making.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speak it and it'll be.
I'm claiming it.
That's it.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. Now I'm curious about the actual writing process because it's a big part of my world. So on my podcast, it's all about writing. So technical writing, creative writing, comedy writing, business. I'm always writing words, pen and paper, etc. And I'm fascinated by how people's words go from their brain to out. So for me, I like pen and paper. And so, I'm actually curious about what do you use to write your words?
Evernote on my BlackBerry.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard that right. He still has a BlackBerry.
Yeah, actually.
Who in this day and age has a BlackBerry? Like, gosh.
Just a few cool people left.
Wow, I feel sorry for you, man.
Okay.
You guys can just go on being sheep.
BlackBerry. That's what people with BlackBerry say.
Look, I'm not judging him much. All right. And what about, when do you write your best stuff? When do you feel like you write your best stuff? So I write normally it comes to me like in the mornings or late at night at weird times. And then sometimes just sort of passing thoughts that are being written in my brain, and then in the morning or at night, then they'll come out on paper. So What's that like for you? When do you feel like, ish, I'm on fire when you write?
Man, I hope I don't lose my job, but I probably write better when I'm at work. It's funny. I think I've got a like my So I don't know if you've ever heard of a condition called synesthesia, where some people smell and they smell in colors.
Oh yeah, you have that?
So I kind of hear music in colors. Like I see it as colors. Yeah. And often because I work with my headphones on, a song will come on and all of a sudden, like, I've got this euphoric experience, and that inspires something. But I mean, I usually write stuff in my head before I actually put it down. Mm-hmm. So my projects exist 2 years before they're actually out there. Mm-hmm. I already know what I wanted to do with my next project because I've already got the concept and the idea and the colors already mapped up in my head. It's now just a matter of finding the right pieces to put it together. So I guess in short, it kind of just depends on what happens in the moment. Like a conversation could spark an experience that's euphoric in that sense. And no, I don't sit there looking like as if I'm high on something.
I didn't say anything.
So
I didn't say anything. What about gosh, you guys, I have so many questions, honestly.
Fire away.
What about when you're writing? Okay, that question is gone. Damn it, it was so good. How do I ask this? Okay, so do you feel like writing is your natural gift or like a God-given talent, or is it something that you've learned? So when you're writing, do you feel any sort of spiritual, divine inspiration? Because I know for me, when I get into flow, sometimes you know how people get into flow. Sometimes things will come together that I haven't thought about, or like the words just something happens. So I'm curious if you think that's some like writing or putting words together is a gift people have, or you can learn it.
Yeah, so I think that I think it's a gift. I don't think everyone has the capacity. I know that sounds really bad. That sounds really bad, but I think there's different levels to it. I think for the people who are like, extremely talented, some of the people that I look up to, I can't imagine that like they would have had to learn everything that they had to do. Obviously there's times for you to actually develop your skills and learn new ways to be able to craft things, but your ideas in the way that you interpret the world around you, I feel like that's something that's quite unique. Your level of introspection in the way that you look at the world as well, I think that's something that can only be translated by you, and no one else can really teach you to pay more attention to that, like, little bit of your relationship that you might want to talk about, or perhaps maybe some that's going on around the world. That's just on you and what your interests are.
Yeah.
We're literal brothers because we always say the opposite thing. Like it's just bad. I'm sitting here going, "Oh man, that's the complete opposite to what I think." I think everyone has the capacity to express themselves in any form of art, however you define art. When it comes to poetry, I think there's a misconception that poetry is words that rhyme or that kind of are written in a particular way. But if you grew up writing stories at school, then you write poetry. But it's just something that hasn't been put into a category that fits into what we would classify as the norm. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is, like, I grew up in Zimbabwe, and majority of what I do now didn't fit into what the school system kind of said, right? So my teachers in high school told me that I wasn't intelligent enough to study IT, but I just recently graduated with a master's in IT.
Thank you.
And I never used to get high grades in storytelling, but I write music and I write stories in the music that people actually come and listen to.
Yeah.
So I find it, having that lived experience, I find it very difficult to deny somebody the opportunity to express themselves creatively, because there's a creative channel in anyone, whether you work as a bricklayer or you work as somebody that has a 9-to-5 job. There is a creative aspect, because when you get paid a paycheck, they're paying you for your intellect and your ability to be creative, but it's not creative in the sense that you're not, up on stage or doing something. So I think creative channels are expressed in any different ways. Whether you're in an office job, that's your poetry.
Yeah.
That is your poetry.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
It is really beautiful.
That's
Makes you sound like a bad
I
guy.
know. Yeah, both of us are like, okay, well, that was awkward. So everybody has a gift. That's what you're saying. We're all creative. But you know what? It is actually true. So everybody does.
Like I like to think
I don't deny the fact that people can write something. Yeah. I think that you can.
It's just like, the statement goes, right, everybody has armpits, but not all of them smell nice, right? So
yeah, exactly. Like, it's just like think about it this way. I can play basketball, but
I'm not gonna
can I really?
True. Are you trying to take a dig at me? He's trying to take a dig at me. That's exactly what he's doing.
All right, okay, we're gonna come back here. Let's okay. Woosa. Okay, so now I'm curious about how you find it collaborating with other writers, because you guys have got this collective called the Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers.
Which is what I saw. I think the night that I saw you was the first time you all performed together. Yeah. And there was just a real beautiful synergy between all four of you, and how different you are and how unique your stories are, your personalities, but then it just seemed really beautiful. And I know for me personally, making this radio play, I have had to work with other writers and creative people, and it's been confronting sometimes because your ego needs to be like, wait a minute, this is for everybody. And also it's been really humbling as well, because then people have contributed things that I would just never have thought. And so I'm enjoying this whole collaborative element of the storytelling, because it's no longer my story, it's our story. So I'm curious how you guys find it working with other writers or storytellers, poets. What's that like for you?
I don't know. I think for me, I think what you said probably resonates with me a lot. Being a member of the Band of Brothers, it's been somewhat of a challenge for me in terms of the way that I actually write things. For me, writing is my writing can be deeply narcissistic.
Yes.
I'm just being honest. It can be deeply narcissistic. I'll be writing and I'll be like, shit, this is fire.
Wow.
I love that. Hey, you're honest.
Nah.
Yeah.
And this is probably going to get me in trouble. But
that's okay.
Lots of trouble.
You're amongst family.
Nah.
I'm making mental notes of this.
Nah. So the reason why I've said all of that is just because it has been a challenge, and I've been finding myself trying to figure out where I actually sit within the group in terms of how I express myself and how I do things. Say for example, they might have writing sessions. I've never written with anyone in the room before. So I'll just be sitting there nodding my head. I was like, yeah, I'll come back. Yeah. And it's all part of a learning process, but in saying that, I'm trying to challenge myself more and put myself in more confronting situations so that I can actually write things that the whole that will have that synergy that you do see on stage when we actually go present our stuff. So yeah, and
I think one of the key word for me is safe. If I feel safe around the people that I'm with, then it's easier for me to be creative. because I'm still kind of learning about my awkwardness when it comes to creativity. And there's only a few people that I actually do collaborate with, and the Banner Brothers constitute a large portion of them. And it's more or less just, I think what's really worked for us has been identifying our strengths early and just appreciating each other's space. So sometimes like you've got Wani, Neil, and myself who will sit down if like we have this piece that we wrote where Neil had written it and recited it, and it just sparked the inspiration straight away in Wani and I, and we literally wrote it right there and then. And Tenda's like, no, I'll come back. And nobody put pressure on him. Everybody was like, oh crap, like now Tenda's gonna come with fire, so I need to step it up. I need to step it up. And that's another thing as well. Like when you're in a safe environment, it's easier for people to push you to grow, because you're only as fast as your slowest horse when you're in a group setting. And when we started, I was the slowest horse. I'd never done spoken word before, and within a space of a week, like I remember when we did our first rehearsal, I recited some stuff and everybody just looked at me with these looks. It's like, oh man, is this
So
really?
why did they even ask you if you were?
Well, they
really
believed. They believed.
That good old belief.
Yeah, they believed, and like the look on their faces was just like, wow. And then I went and I wrote 3 brand new pieces, and I came back to, and I think I only performed them at the night, and everyone was like, what? And I'm like, yeah. What you gonna do now?
That's
and it's like that. Like there's always banter. Like if you follow our social media, I'm the one who instigates everything. So I'm always picking on people, and that's because we kind of have that synergy, and it's always that competitive nature within a healthy space.
Yeah, but I think he's being really humble. He was a standout performer that night.
Yeah,
Really
you
good.
were.
Yeah.
You were. And
Well, if you must say so.
But you know what's so nice is that you guys can make those jokes because your stuff is good. If it wasn't, I would be like, oh wow.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
genuinely,
that.
and you know, that is what has made me want to work with you guys. I don't know how much more beyond this. I feel like more because that was the main thing, your appreciation for your words and story words, and then also telling a different kind of narrative about being Zimbabweans in Australia, or you know, creative people who are Zimbabwean, and you know that's a whole different game. And then being, you know, young people who are Zimbabwean in Australia. You know, just when I saw you and I listened to you, I felt like you are my brothers, and you are. And so to be able to involve you and invite you into this story in some way is exciting because I have a good feeling about something. So I always trust my gut around these things. So thank you so much.
I think it goes even beyond the aspect of being Zimbabweans in the creative space, because when you look at the makeup of the group, we've got 2 Zimbabweans, 1 Congolese, and 1 First Nation Australian. And the heart behind it is beyond the words that we speak on stage, but it's just to change the outlook of who we are. Because I think the narrative that has been spoken for so many years has just not really painted us in the right light. And the pieces that we often choose to present on stage try and, you know, challenge that thinking. And the synergy that we present on stage isn't necessarily to, you know, be boastful or whatever, but it's just to show that atmosphere of love, really. Our gigs so far I've experienced that's just been when everybody's sitting down and they're listening, like you can actually, it's saturated with love. It's just like, you are safe here. We are happy that you are here, and it's just like the most amazing feeling ever. So I think beyond the words, it's that story. The narrative just needs to be changed in that sense.
So good. Okay, so I guess sort of having to end this interview, which is killing me to do, or just, I want to ask, what is the dream for you, Tenda McFly? And then Z will ask you the same thing. So what is the dream? Or what are you aspiring to? Is there anything that you want to throw out? Or
for me, I don't know. So as far as my music and poetry are concerned, I just want to keep doing more. At last year, I wasn't doing as much as I would have liked to. I was spending more time focusing on other things, which I also thought were important, but I've sort of looked at my priorities and recalibrated a few things, and that's where memoirs came from. And now I'm just like working towards doing my own show in November. And if I can pull that off and all the ideas that I have for that, I think I'd be hugely.
So what help would you need? What do you need to pull it off? No, I'm asking because you just don't know who's listening, and that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. You don't know.
Dream chasers, whoever's out there has got a bank account.
What do you need?
I need people to come through. That's pretty much all I need. Like, for the most part, I feel like I'm somewhat of an unknown entity in Melbourne.
You're known. Oh, you're known. You think you're unknown? You're in an interview.
In some respects, I feel like I'm an unknown entity in Melbourne because when I was growing up, I was doing most of everything that I did in Brisbane, and most of my content I did in Brisbane, and I did most of my shows there. So having moved to Melbourne and now having decided that I'm going to do this again and I'm going to do it right, I feel like I'm in that space right now. So.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that the best?
Yeah.
And I literally, that's the same story. Moved from Perth to come here. Same. I'm like an unknown, but look at me finding other unknowns, and we're making magic, and we're doing all these cool things, and
you're becoming known unknowns.
Yeah, we are known unknowns who will be known.
There you go.
So where do people find you, Tenda, so they can know you?
They can find me on Instagram. My handle is Tenda McFly. And they can find me on Facebook as well. It's Tenda McFly, and if you still have MySpace, I'm sure there's.
Please, no. The BlackBerry and MySpace,
you see, like this dude, he's ancient. He's ancient.
All right, and what about you, Z? What's the dream, and what help do you need, and where do people find you?
I think my purpose. And this is something that I'm kind of growing into now, but my purpose is more or less just to let the inner child continue to dream. I know growing up, I had a lot of I just always had crazy ideas. I used to sit on our balcony and imagine there was a sea of people and I was playing piano, and I've never really let go of those dreams, not because being in front of a lot of people is what matters, but being able to share those stories, and being able to create that synergy where people actually reach out and go for what's on their heart. I tend to try and do that with everything that I do, and I'm hoping through that, like as people read my story and watch what I do, they can in turn go and reach out for what they want. I've started to form an opinion that in this day and age, with the way that the world is structured, we're kind of in a different form of slavery. Not to get any deep, but
this at the end of it.
Yeah, if you want to find out more about my thoughts, you can follow me on.
He just drops the word slavery at the end, like boom. Okay, now, so no, we won't go there.
We won't get
now.
any deeper.
No.
We won't go there now.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to always feel like you're doing the things that you love. And my dad always says, do the things you love so you can love the things you're doing. And being somebody that's kind of struggled with a lot of mental health stuff, I've kind of started to appreciate that statement a lot more. I try and make sure that I allocate my time to the things that I love doing. And hence I'd love to be able to share those things with people so they can love the things that they do as well. So that's literally my dream. I don't know how it's going to be achieved. When it comes to, if there's anything I need, it's just, you don't have to listen to my music, but if you yourself have something on your heart that you've been sitting on for however long, and you just start to make inroads to achieving that. For me, that is beyond anything that I could ever say on the microphone. And that's my dream.
You guys are preaching. It's just so beautiful. So many feels. All right. So where do people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. I don't really use Twitter, but if you want to follow and get my Twitter numbers up, it's all Ziimusic, ZII Music, MUSIC, all one word. I almost forgot how to spell music. Ooh, you're on radio.
He's wonderful. He's a poet who can spell.
I can't spell. But yeah, you can find me on all the social medias. We've also got our own Band of Brothers page, and that's Band of Brothers with the AZ, not ER at the end. Be sure to check that out. There's lots of stuff happening towards the end of the year. Summer is going to be very interesting for everyone. Tenda said he's got his project coming out in November. I'm personally excited about it. He's shared his ideas, and yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting because it's going to be competitive.
Okay.
Because now everybody's gonna he's gonna set the bar for summer.
Yeah.
That's
literally
it.
Let the bar
the bar is just gonna be set, and everyone's gonna be like, "What?"
Bar is about to be
it.
set.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's
I'll
unknown.
just give one hint. It's gonna be a secret show as well. So.
You see, there you go.
Can I be in on the secret? I'm technically media or something. Media pass.
If your ears are catching this,
yeah,
you might be in on the secret.
Okay. Well, look, honestly, it has been so good chatting to you guys. You know, we tried to end off, 10 minutes ago? As you can see, there's definitely some fire here.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. Thank you for being part of my story.
Thank you for having us.
To all the listeners, yes, Joyolo chapters 2 and 3 will drop during Mental Health Week because, again, I want to try and highlight that, telling your story can help heal a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I will let you know when they are dropping. When and where. And then also I'm going to put the links to all of Tenda McFly and Ziimusic's amazing stuff on the blog post. And if you are curious about me and my adventures, you can find me at taku.com.au, and on Instagram and Twitter I am at takuspeaks. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we're going to end with a cool song from one of these guys. I'll find one. All right, thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a new dawn, a new day, and a new life. And it's moonlight and the hue like it's me here and my new wife. As I stand beside her, trying to figure out if I'll do right. Will I prove that I'm a new man in a new life? Is everybody here? I gotta know, is everybody here for me? It's funny when everyone you started with is everyone you parted with. If somebody had told me that this was meant for me, I'd tell them I didn't have the heart for it or the stomach, but the point is I wouldn't have a part for it. I'm from the land of the wolves, I'm also so compulsive, and I'm trying to find my truth in my search for justice. Is it just for me to know some won't even know what love is, yet alone won't even know, they won't even feel what love is, yet alone won't even know, they won't even see what love is. But I try to live a life that I could exist without it. But these days I can stand on the stand and I can scream about it. I can stand on the stand and tell you things about it. I can stand on the stand, but I tell you, please don't doubt me. Don't put nothing above me. Love. I do the most when I'm high. Definitely when I'm lifted, it's even worse when I drink, especially when it's spirits. Most when I'm high, definitely when I'm lifted, it's even worse when I drink, especially when it's spirits. I smoke a little, drink a little, smoke a little, drink a little, smoke a little, drink a little. I like to smoke, drink, smoke and drink. I like to smoke, drink, smoke and drink. I like Nikki and Julie and Tommy and drink. I like sitting in the park just thinking about a lot. The anxiety
the uncertainty, the sobriety requires a higher me. I like the anxiety, drink, the uncertainty, drink. I like the sobriety, drink, requires a higher me. Drink. I like Nikki and Julie and Tommy and Tanya. I like sitting in the park just thinking about a lot. The anxiety, the uncertainty, the sobriety requires a higher me. The anxiety, the uncertainty, the sobriety requires a higher me. The anxiety, the uncertainty, the sobriety requires a higher me.